Assalamualaikum. Good afternoon, everyone. Before that, I have to say that I have to make a greet to teacher Fauzan Mapa and teacher Burhan Saleh. It is my honor to be here today to talk about Islamic art and inspiration and design. Actually, this is the first time of my talking about this topic. Generally, I am conduct session about just only Islamic art in general view, but today is very special. So thank you again. And okay, so you see this. It's coming, right?
Yes, it's coming.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Thank you. This topic today is about Islamic art, inspiration, and design. I will provide you Firstly, I will provide you general view of Islam and Islamic art, the meaning of it, and how it's function, like the definition of Islamic art and the meaning of in the motif and decoration that maybe you can use it as inspiration. Why it is important to know about the meaning and function of decoration in Islamic world first. After we know the meaning and function of Islamic art, I think you will take them like as the source of inspiration, because if we see any motifs, any forms without knowing the meaning or its function, I think it will not be practical when we will apply into the design. So let's begin. So firstly, I would like to draw you to the interest about Islamic art by raise the question about that. If we refer to Islamic art, what do you think of? Maybe some student, please give me some answer. Like if we talk about Islamic art, what do you think first? Actually, I show some on the screen. It is some of example that the answer that I got from other students. Some say that they said they think about moon crescent and moon symbol, or Taj Mahal, or Aladdin and the magic lamp and carpet and something like that, and even Khao Mok Kai. So I want to hear from you that if we refer to Islamic art, what do you think of?
We think about design and culture.
You know, the Arabic fabric.
Interesting. Yeah. Arabic calligraphy. Yeah. Some more answer, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, we translate. คืออาจารย์ชีรินถามว่าถ้าพูดถึง Islamic Art
ถ้าพูดถึงศิลปะอิสลามแล้วนึกถึงอะไรบ้าง
นึกถึงอะไรบ้างครับ
ใช่
About the clothes.
Arabic fonts, Arabic calligraphy.
Arabic calligraphy. Okay, so this is like a imagination about general people that thought about Islamic art. So actually, what is Islamic art mean, and what is it like? So I would like to introduce first about Islam in religious meaning, because Islamic art is generally based on the faith and principle of Islam. So and you will see that how they based on. I will provide just only a quick view, because you are Muslim, so you should know best about your religion. Islam is monotheistic religion, and of course Allah is the supreme and the one God. Prophet Muhammad, and this religion originated in Arabic land in 7th century. But what I want to underline is you have to focus that Islam is monotheistic religion, and Allah is heart of everything. He's the Almighty. He's the one. He's the only one. And one more thing that I want to underline is Islam is not only religious, but Islam also the right path and the way of life. Like the way of life, because as I know, sorry, because I'm non-Muslim, but I learned some. I have learned that Islam is the way of life, like the principle of Islam, the teaching of Islam is appear in our every minute of our life, in every activities. Like, so Islam is not just religious way, but our life, what everything we do is Islam, is the way of life. So Islam doesn't like another religion like Buddhist or Christian. That when we talk about the religion, so for example, like when we talk Buddhist or Christianity, our first perception is more about religious aspect. But Islam is not just only in religious way; it's the way of life. It's both secular and religious aspect. This is what I want to underline, because it is the main principle of Islamic art. And the definition of Islamic art is it is the art that produced under the Islamic principle or Islamic culture. And as I said before, Islam is the way of life. So in the way of art, Islam also refers to both religious and secular works. Religious work, for example, like mosque, it is a religious work, the best we know. And the secular works, I mean that every work that not relate to religious, like maybe a palace or a house or pottery or textile or everything that we didn't relate it to religious. And it is interesting that Islamic art is the artist. It doesn't need that the artist should be Muslim, because we found so many works in Islamic world that the craftsmen or artists are non-Muslim. For example, this is, let's see the first photo that I put on the side. This is the mosque at Damascus, Syria, in Umayyad dynasty at the 8th century. This mosque, actually, the design and the craftsmen drew from Byzantine culture. The Byzantines is, of course, they are Christians. So the worker that build this mosque, they are Christian. So this is the one example that I would like you to see, that Islamic art is not just only the art that produced by Muslim. And on the other hand, Islamic art can be found in non-Muslim land also. What I mean non-Muslim land? Non-Muslim land, I mean that the lands or the country that have not that didn't have Islam as a formal religion or have a Muslim population, the main population. For example, Thailand. We have that we know that this Buddhist country, but within this country, we found so many Islamic art in Thailand, in Buddhist country. So Islamic art is cover everything I talk, like it's very wide. So this wide definition, I think is like it can be a many source of inspiration. Like you do not have to focus Islamic art just only in Muslim land or the work that produce only Muslim, because there are many interesting work of Islamic art that produced by the Jews and Christians, and even in Thailand that we have interesting work of Islamic art, as we will see in the later. Now I would like to talk about concept of Islamic art, like the main aesthetic of Islamic art. As I said before, that Islam is Allah the Almighty. He's the only one, the only God. So also in aspect of art, also Allah is the main inspiration in Islamic art. I can say that. And the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad that said that Allah is beautiful and He loves beauty. This is the main concept to drive Muslim to create artwork. And actually, it's just not only art, like not just only in the object way, also in the abstract way, like the beauty, the beautiness, and all good deeds, like everything we do in good thing, like it means Allah. Allah is beautiful, Allah is art, Allah is everything that good. So, and not just only Allah is the main inspiration. Secondly, all things that we see in nature are also inspiration, because everything we see in our life is the creation of Allah. Every tree, every flowers, and even the people, the good people that you have encountered with, the good thing that happened with you, is the creations of Allah. So everything you see, everything you have encountered, you meet in our life can be inspiration in Islamic art. And the most important thing is to creating art is the one way to get closer to Allah, because while creating the artwork, the artist will they can meditate, they can think of Allah, like as this I said before, because beautiful is Allah, Allah is beauty, and everything that we see in the nature, like for example the tree and the flower, that we get it as the source of inspiration, they are Allah's creation. So making art, it means to meditating, to dedicating, to think of Allah. Yeah, it's a little bit philosophy, but I think you can understand it. This is what I conclude from my experience. These 10 identities of Islamic art. This identity make Islamic art unique and different from another kind of art. So the first, of course, Allah is the main inspiration, and the second, Islamic art is convey the existence and power of Allah. And as I said before, Islamic art is served for both religious and secular purposes. Islamic art, it avoids depiction and living things. Depiction of living things, like for example, the portrait, the image of people, image of animals, or any living things. So Islamic art is a kind of abstract work rather than the realism. Why the artists don't like to work to make the art as a realism, as to make the portrait, because making the picture of someone like portrait is a kind of how can I say, maybe จะพูดเป็นภาษาไทยนะคะคือเหมือนกับว่าการที่เราพยายามจะทำภาพเหมือนเนี่ยมันเป็นการที่เรากำลังเรียนแบบการสร้างของพระเจ้าอะค่ะไม่รู้อาจารย์บูรหานอาจจะลองอธิบายเป็นภาษาอังกฤษได้ไหมหรือว่าอันนี้น่าจะเข้าใจนะ เป็นที่เข้าใจใช่ไหมคะเหมือนกับว่าพระเจ้าAllah is the only one who can create everything, like so when we try to make a portrait of someone, it's like we try to imitate Allah. I think นะพอเข้าใจไหมคะที่เชื่อบูรหานโอเคไหมโอเคค่ะนั่นแหละค่ะ that's the reason why that realism is not the main purpose in Islamic art. So it's rather abstract art. Yeah, and calligraphy is the most honorable art. Like as we asked before, there's some students that say that they think of Arabic calligraphy when we talk about Islamic art. Yes, because calligraphy is the most important in Islamic art, and therefore painting and sculpture are not a kind of major art. It's not important as calligraphy. After that, Islamic art is emphasizes on motif and decorations. So you can see that maybe like from the carpets any textiles and something like a decoration on the mosque. There's many kind of motifs, and the motif is diffused in every surfaces of the mosque. And Islamic art is hardly we hardly to find name of the artist or artist signature in the work, because Islam emphasize on humble and modest. Like if we put our signature, our name in the work, is like a kind of we announce that this work is mine and I made it. But actually, it's like a kind of เหมือนกับว่าเรารู้สึกว่าเราเป็นเจ้าของผลงานแล้วเรารู้สึกว่าเราหญิงทะนงเราในความเก่งของเราค่ะทั้งที่ actually this เหมือนกับว่าทั้งที่ความสามารถในการสร้างงานนี้จริงๆแล้วมันมาจากพระเจ้า actually because Allah have grant you this power to make a kind of artwork, so this work is not we cannot say that this work is fully our work. Actually is the work of Allah. And the last thing that Islamic art, the identity of Islamic art is it reflects the Islam flexibility. Like how can I say flexibility? Like how can we can say that it shows the Muslim ability to integrate Islamic principle within the local context. Like we can see the mosque, the wooden mosque in Thailand, actually is adapted from a kind of local house of people, which sometimes maybe it might be adapted from Buddhist temple or Hindu temple. To after that they have adopted this kind of design to make a mosque, because in Thailand or in Malaysia Peninsula, before accepting Islam, there are Buddhism and Hinduism in this area. So when Islam first came here, the first mosque have been adapted from Hindu or Buddhist architecture. That's what I try to mean, that Islam reflects the flexibility of Muslim in integrate like a kind of the local context with Islamic principle. So after we talk much about the text, we will draw you to another like a picture to see many picture. Yeah, maybe the source of your inspiration. Before I go to that, I would like to mention that Islamic art is actually developed from its previous. Like what I mean is previous. For example, as if we look into the history of Islam, we can see that before that in the Arab land, there are many kind of people. There are many religions, like Christianity, and also another religion that have worship idols, and also Zoroastrian in Persia and Christianity in Byzantine Empire. So when Islam first developed their art by take influences from art of Byzantine Empire, that is Christianity Empire, and also from the Persian Empire. As I show you in the picture, this is the metal coin of the first, I think in Umayyad dynasty. You can see this Arabic inscription, but the face in the coin is take inspiration from the face of a Persian king. And the second picture is mosaic work from Umayyad Mosque in Syria. This mosaic, as we know, it had created by the Christian craftsmen, but they didn't depict any picture of man and animals because this is the mosaics on the mosque. So the mosque cannot have any kind of image of human and animals. So they prefer to depict the picture of the tree that actually the Intapalam, not Intapalam, yeah, and it might be the tree in the Islamic garden. Yeah. And the biggest picture, this I took from Turkey, in the city of Antalya. The city of Antalya is before that is the main center of Christian, and you can see that these marble panels is the picture of Angel Gabriel. You know Gabriel, like in Arabic we call Jibril. But this Angel Gabriel holds something in his hand. So what you see he hold in his hand? Please answer me, please.
The word
The word, what it
Allah.
says?
Allah.
Allah. Yeah, of course. This is very interesting. Like Gabriel in also Jibril in Arabic, but this marble is a kind of Christianity word, but it holds the word Allah. It means that when Islam first come into the Anatolian in Turkey, they adopt the previous work of the Christian to make their own work by just only changing something. They take the picture of Angel Gabriel to hold the word of Allah. Actually, before that, maybe it's a kind of another, maybe a picture of cross, a Christian cross, or maybe a Latin words that is not related Muslim. So they just easily change the word. That's what I try to mean, that Islamic art is developed from the things before then. And after they developed for many centuries, you can see in our world, this is the world map. This picture I took from Islamic Art Museum in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Very interesting. They put the picture of the mosque, the big mosque, the main mosque in each country. Like for example, this is from Iran. This is Sheikh Lutfullah Mosque. That is the unique mosque in Iran and the unique style of Iran. And look in Thailand, you can see this is Southeast Asia. So you can see a kind of a wooden mosque, like this is a traditional architecture in Thailand. I think you can see that this is Masjid Talomano. So this picture shows that Islamic art is have many kinds of styles that depend on any regions and country. And in these various kind of styles, you can take it as your inspiration, not just only Persian style or Indian style, but also like in Chinese style also. In China, you know, they have a Muslim civilization at there, a big civilization. Also in Thailand, we can call it Southeast Asian style, for example. Okay, we come into our main point, Islamic art. Firstly, I would like to talk about the motif and ornaments in Islamic art first. Why do I have to raise this topic first? Because as I said before, motif and decorative is a kind of uniqueness of Islamic art. And if we see in the history, any kind of Islamic artwork show many motifs and ornaments. And if we understand the meaning of these motifs, you can understand every kind of Muslim work in the world. So I would like to introduce about motif in Islamic art first. I'm not sure that among of you have learned about the decorative ornament in Islamic art. As I know, I can summary that there are 4 kinds of Islamic motif in Islamic art. So I will provide you the first clue. That is, the first one is calligraphy. As I said, that is the most important of Islamic art. So other three types, can you answer me or can you guess? ลองตอบคำถามดูค่ะว่าลวดลายคือลวดลายของศิลปะอิสลามเนี่ยมี4ประเภทนะคะลองดูว่าอีก3อันที่เหลือคืออะไรบ้างให้อันแรกเอาไว้ว่าเป็น calligraphy ลองเดาว่าอีก3อันที่เหลือคืออะไรลองช่วยกันตอบดูค่ะทีเชอร์บูฮานก็ได้นะคะอัสลามก็เลยอัสลามก็ฮัลโหล
จะเปิดโอกาสให้นักศึกษาตอบว่า
Okay. It's quiet for a long time. I'm afraid that my internet lost.
มีนักศึกษาตอบมาว่าอะไรเรขาคณิตฮาริมีฮิลมี
จำอ่ะ Okay. Geometric pattern. Okay. Give you 1 mark.
โอเคได้คะแนน1คะแนน
Yes. Depend on teacher Burhan.
เดี๋ยวอาจารย์จะส่งของขวัญอะไรนะส่งรางวัลจากตุรกีมาให้ใช่ไหมเอ่ย
Inshallah, if I can. I love to, but I cannot now.
What about sculpture?
Sculpture?
Sculpture, like
Sculpture.
ประติมากรรมครับ
Sculpture ประติมากรรมNo, as I said before that sculpture and painting is not the main point of Islamic art. So I provide another clue. Floral motif. ลายดอกไม้ลายพลันพฤกษาทั้งหลาย and the third geometric pattern. So the last one is if someone can answer the last one, I will give you 2 points. 2 marks. ให้2 คะแนนเลยข้อสุดท้ายอาจจะยากไปหน่อย
Hassan do you have any idea
ทีเชอร์บูฮานเล่นแรนดอม sorry
do you have any idea Hassan
For picture number 3?
For the last clue.
For the last we have calligraphy.
Maybe Sahar, can you help Hassan?
So teacher again?
Can you help Hassan to answer?
Sorry, the question again.
The question again, please.
we have 4 types of motif in Islamic art. We have calligraphy, we have floral motif, and geometric pattern. And for the last one, what do you think for the last one?
About like it's like geometric.
Okay, maybe it's a little bit different. Actually,
some answer here. Moon and star. Some answer here. Moon and star.
Moon and star. It's interesting. Actually, it can be, but it's just only a kind of symbol, not motif. So it's okay. Maybe this too difficult.
Human and animals.
Who said animals?
Who said animals?
Yeah.
Bouquet.
I give you 1 mark.
Okay.
Okay. ใกล้ความจริงแล้วใช่Okay. So let's answer. It is figural motif. Yeah. Excellent for you that you said about animals. Yeah. Figural motif. I put the term of figural because it's just not only animal but also the picture of humans. But this picture of human is not portrait. Okay. Figural motif. Every figure like an animal and human. Okay. Claps my hand for you. So you have to remember these 4 types of Islam decoration because you will see it in every kind of works, even in Thailand. So let's see the meaning of I will tell you the meaning of any elements because as I said before, if we know the meaning, you can practically apply it in your design. So the first is calligraphy. We have to understand that calligraphy is why this is important because calligraphy is means general, especially we mean about the word of the text, the letters in the Holy Quran. So calligraphy generally means the word of God, that the text in the Holy Quran. And secondly, they can mean a kind of poetry. Because if we see in the Persian world, like in Iran and in India, the calligraphy is plays many important role in script about the poetry and historical books and many things. But generally, actually, if we talk about calligraphy, that generally means about the inscription in the Holy Quran or the Quran manuscript. So, and also we found that because for the Muslim, writing is the highest art because when the Quran first revealed for the Prophet Muhammad, the first ayah is talk about reading and writing, as you see in the Quran, chapter 96, at verse 1 to 5. Read in the name of your Lord. So you know well this ayah. So that's why calligraphy and writing is the most important in Islamic art. And the picture I show you here is the old Islamic script that we call Kufic. Kufic, the name it came from the city Kufa in Iraq. We understood that this kind of script have been originated in the city of Kufa in Iraq first, and after that they developed in another kinds of calligraphy. I will show you first the Kufic script. You can see that there are many types of Kufic. Like this is the oldest type of Kufic. They have an angular and a kind of a little bit rigid, not curved. And after that, Kufic script had been developed. They have a kind of another design put in the letters. So you can see some kind of it's a kind of คล้ายๆลายที่มันสอดไขว้กัน the interlace pattern that they put in the script. Actually, you can every picture that I show you they can be the inspiration in your design. So keep looking and keep thinking that what you see and what the meaning in the motive. And how can you apply in the art by taking this picture as your example? This is very nice pattern of Kufic script. I took it from Isfahan, Iran. I think it read Allah, right? Teacher Burhan, maybe you can read. It is Allah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's clearly Allah. So you can see that the script is a kind of, it's like a geometric pattern actually, but actually is the letter. So this is amazing, right? That Arabic script is not just only the letter, but in the same time it is the pattern. This is very amazing and interesting of Islamic art. And the white picture, the last picture I took from the mosque in near my house in Turkey, is newly built in Istanbul. You can also see a kind of line, the angular line Actually, they are Kufic script, Arabic Kufic script, and it's with very abstract, very minimal, very nice. I can say that. And there are 6 standard style of Arabic calligraphy. I think you have learned some. I think maybe you know some name. Like the first is I don't know how to pronunciation in how to pronounce in Arabic. Yeah, like Nas. I don't know, and Sulus and yeah. Sorry for my and that I don't understand Arabic. Yeah. You can see Sulus and Muhakkak and Raihan. So if you know this kind of term, you can search in internet and look at the style of the calligraphy and take as your inspiration in your design. But if we provide you 3 more types of Arabic calligraphy, sorry, I put Thai language, I forgot. The first one is Maghribi. Maghribi is generally they use in Northern Africa, and the second one is we call Nastaliq. Nastaliq is the unique in Iran. That's a kind of, you can see that it's more curved, it's more circle, not a kind of angular like Kufic. Very unique. And the last one is this is the inscription of Chinese Muslim. You can see that it's very different. I don't know, maybe some of you have seen a kind of calligraphy of Chinese Muslim. It's, for me, I found that it is very interesting because you can see that, I don't know, they wrote, maybe some of you can write, maybe some of you can read, I don't know. But sure, it's Arabic. Yeah, maybe some of you can read. Can you, please?
هو الأول والآخر والظاهر والباطن وعلى كل شيء قدير. He is the first and the last, and he is the above and.
Oh, thank you. Finally, I know the meaning.
Yes.
This picture, you know, I took from where? I didn't took from China. I took this photo from Chiang Mai. As we know that Chiang Mai is a main center of Chinese Yunnanese Muslim. Yeah. So it's very interesting that you see that it's like the mixture of Arabic calligraphy mixed with the Chinese style of the Chinese letter when they write with the brush, Chinese brush, I mean. So it's very harmony with Arabic calligraphy. It's very unique. And after that, we have another kind of calligraphy. We call it Musanna. Musanna, as I know, is Arabic term also. It means twin or a shift or two or duality, something like that. We call it Musanna. So why we call it Musanna? Because this kind of script have 2 sides. So you see, actually, like how can we call it? Like we take the picture in the mirror, so it became 2 sides. Sorry?
Reflection, right?
Reflection. Yeah, reflection. Yes, teacher Burhan, right? yeah, it's a kind of reflection. This picture I took from the Topkapı Palace in Istanbul. It's very magnificent example. I don't know what they wrote. Maybe a kind of praise Allah, and after that praise the Sultan, I think. You can see this. It's very amazing that how they can create just only the text. But if you know some techniques, like the reflection techniques, you can create it another kind of work. The second picture I took from a mosque in Bangkok. Yeah. We can also see that even in Thailand, we have a nice calligraphy examples. You have to see by yourself. Or maybe a pictorial calligraphy, like the calligraphy that can write in the shape of a shape of image. It's very interesting. The last picture is they can do it like a mosque. You see, there's 2 minarets that raised from, I think it's Alif, right? Maybe Alif. so alif became minarets. It's very interesting. So if calligraphy had been put in architecture, I can say that it can be give life to architecture, to the building. So like we can say that building is not living thing. But if you put something calligraphy, the text, the readable text on the building, it seems like the building had say to us, communicate with us. Like this is the picture of Alhambra Palace in Spain. And this inscription is also the inscription from the Quran and also the poetry, they mixed together. And it looked like that this room is a kind of more poetry room, and the room communicate with you, the poetry, like the room are talking, like the room is talking with you. It's very amazing. This is the power of the word, the power of text. And keep looking in the style that the artist put the calligraphy in the architecture or in any kind of work. You can see that again. Maybe it's, I think it's the word. It read Allah and another kind of a kind of religious word. Yeah. The word can be a main motif in the mosque. You can see that they put in another in each unit of the mosque, and it became a decoration. Like you cannot see any kind of technique in the art of Christianity or in the art of the Buddhist or any kind of work, I can say. And the second picture, you see this technique. We call it interlace technique. Like they bind together. They're not just only a kind of the stretch of calligraphy band, but they put it together to make a motif. It's very nice. This photo is also from Turkey. And this is the photo that I take from Hagia Sophia, Istanbul. The inscription is on the center of the dome. As I remember, it's talk about the light of Allah, right?
Yes, Allahu Nur as-samawati.
Yeah. Surah An-Nur. Yeah, Surah An-Nur. Why I put this photo, why I present this photo? Because I want to say that calligraphy and the text show the meaning. Its meaning is harmony with the place that the text has placed for. Like you can see that this text talk about the light of Allah, right? So it is reasonable that the text had been put in the dome. Yeah, in above, and also the dome, because it's like it represents the light of God that shine from the paradise above into us that on the land in the mosque. And more interesting is I put the example of Hagia Sophia. In Hagia Sophia, we can see the name of the four, right? The four right caliphs. Yeah, the four caliphs. But firstly, we saw the name of Allah and Muhammad, and after that, the name of the four righteous Khalifa. It's like you can see that the name of them, like it's reasonable that the name of them had been put in the columns of the mosque. The column, หมายถึงเสานะคะ the column of the mosque. You see, yeah, it means that
like they are
Allah. Sorry.
Like they are picking the corners. They are holding.
Yeah, true. Yeah, of course. And in the same time, it means that Allah and Muhammad and another four righteous Khalifa there's a kind of the supporter of Islam, the strengthener of Islam. That's why they have been put on the capital, on the column of the mosque, because column, the column is support the dome. The dome is the symbol of Allah at highness and paradise, something like that. So these people, they're like a kind of they are the main power of Islam, the main figure in Islam. That's the reason. Also, you can see the power of the text in another kind of objects. I try to tell you that calligraphy can be a interesting motif that we can put in the objects if you know the meaning of it. Like for example, this is a cup. As I know, they provide the words that like to bless the drinker, to have a barakah, like a kind of happy and any barakat in your life, like to bless the drinker. So you can see that the meaning of the text is harmony with the function of the objects. Also, the last picture, this is the shirt of Ottoman Sultan that they wear when they wear under their weapon and under the armor. When they are in the war, they believe that this shirt can protect them to be safe and to have the victory, because on the shirt is the Holy Quran inscription. Like they believe that if we put the Holy Quran inscription in our shirt, we can still alive and we can win in the battle. So this is the power of the text that I show you. Excuse me, Teacher Burhan. How many minutes left? Because we have many more to talk. มีเวลาเหลืออีกสักกี่นาทีคะเนี่ย Teacher ค่ะ Teacher
ประมาณ1 ชั่วโมงครึ่งครับ
เหลืออีก1 ชั่วโมงครึ่งเลยเหรอคะ
ครับผม
โอเคค่ะงั้นเพราะว่านี่เพิ่งจบไลฟ์ที่1ยังอยู่ไลฟ์ที่2เองค่ะ
อาจารย์จะพักก่อนไหมหรือว่ายังไงครับ
ไม่ค่ะไม่ยังโอเคเพียงแต่ว่าถ้าหากว่าคิดว่าถ้ามันเกินเวลาช่วยทักมาด้วยนะคะ
โอเคครับผม
Okay, so we continue to the second motif. It's floral motif. Floral motif it represents the heavenly garden. I don't know in Arabic, maybe it called Jannah, right? Jannah.
Yes.
The garden is Islam. Sorry?
Yes.
Jannah. Yeah, Jannah. Yeah, in heaven. The heavenly garden Islam concept. And also it depicts the beauty of Allah's creation. As I said before, like the flower, the tree, and everything in our nature is Allah's creation. So you can see this is a mosque in Isfahan, Iran. You can see that the floral motif embellished everywhere in the mosque. Like it represents that now we are in the mosque, not just only in the mosque, but we are in the house of God, because mosque is Baitullah, right? The house of God, and of course, house of God is also means to heaven, means a paradise. So depiction floral motif in the mosque is meant to convey that we are also in the heavenly garden. Also in the dome generally represent the paradise. The floral and plants in the image of paradise had been put in the dome, even though inside the dome. This is outside, you can see. So, but inside the dome, here is the inside the dome. It's very amazing. I cannot describe it all. Like you can see in the photo itself that how amazing it is. It is the surface under the dome, and you can see that they have you can see the alignment of the motif, like from the smaller to the bigger. Actually, it is illusion, to try to make the illusion that there is a kind of the light of God that shine from the center of the dome. So when we look up under the dome, we can feel that, oh, this is very magnificent. We are under the power of God. So this is the how amazing of motif in Islamic art that provoke our faith in Islam. It's very amazing. Also, the floral motif is just a floral, not just a tree, but we can design it, put in the vase, like the flower in the vase. So you can see that actually it's not the true picture of the flower in the vase, but it's a kind of abstract. As I said before, that if we try to make something realism, it's a kind of we try to imitate the power of Allah in creating everything. So Muslim artists prefer to do the abstract work. So the blue picture, the picture of the flower in the vase that it was depicted in the abstract form. You can see that it looked like the vase, but it is not. But it seems to look like the vase. And also, resting on the vase is a kind of a flower bush, but it's not the true flower bush. It's abstract. It's abstract flower, but we can see that some small flower inside. Very nice. And the third one is geometric pattern. Geometric pattern, as you can see that they provide a system and orderly management. So its system and orderly, it means that it reflects the perfection of Allah and His rules and His order that He provides to humankind. What I mean, His rules and His orders, I mean that if you remember that I have said before that Islam is not just only religious, but the way of life. So the way of life is mean the rules, the regular rules, the orders that Allah have give to humankind. Like, for example, our life circle: we born, we die, and we stay in in alam barzakh, and after that we went into the day of judgment. Something like that. It's a kind of system, the order that Allah have been put to humankind. That's what I want to say. And also, you can see that the pattern is very rigid and systematically. So it means this is the perfection of Allah. So you see that there are many types of geometric patterns. Generally, they can make it from just only easily put the circle together, but you put in you have to know the system, how to design it. I didn't learn about how to make a geometric pattern, but they provide some principle like this. I think if you're interested, you can learn from internet. There are many kind of sources that provide a geometric pattern class, like this kind of handbook. It's about geometric design. On the cover of this book is the pattern of a carpet that they combine geometric pattern. Like you can see, this is star pattern and floral motif inside. But you can see that this motif behind this motif is a kind of system of geometric pattern. So actually, I can say that geometric pattern actually it involved in any type of Islamic art. Even you can see this is the minbar, the pulpit in Iran. You can see that the geometric pattern has play important role in determine the measurement of the minbar. Like you can see this. They provide a system of the pattern that fit together in the ladder, in each ladder. Don't know how to say. ขออธิบายเป็นภาษาไทยแล้วกันคือ คือลายภาษาลายเรขาคณิตนะคะมันมีความเป็นระเบียบมากแล้วก็มันแทรกอยู่ในงานศิลปะอิสลามทุกประเภทคือด้วยความเป็นระเบียบของมันและความเป็นสัดส่วนของตัวลวดลายเนี่ยมันมีส่วนช่วยในการกำหนดสัดส่วนของชิ้นงานด้วยอย่างเช่นว่าบินบัตเนี่ยค่ะคือก็จะเป็นขั้นไปใช่ไหมคะแล้วก็เนี่ยคือขนาดของลายเนี่ยมันก็จะพอดีกับแต่ละขั้นนะคะมันจะวางแบบพอดีมากมันเหมือนกับทุกอย่างมันลงตัวไปหมดมันสอดคล้องมันฮาร์โมนีกันไปหมดนะคะAlso, in architecture, geometry pattern play important role. Also, you can see that this is the dome of the mosque in Spain, the Cordoba Mosque. You can see that the principle of geometric, like this is a star pattern, provide the structure of the dome. It's very amazing.Also, in the arch of this mosque, the mosque in Isfahan, you can see that geometric pattern and geometric structure play important role in building this structure of arch. This is very nice pattern on the what is it? โต๊ะวางกุรอานSo we go to the last motif in Islamic world. That is figural motif. Figural motif generally it is a kind of local influences because actually in Islam animal motif and portrait of human actually it is forbidden in Islam, but the local influences have played important role in the rising of figural motif in Islamic world. I will show you how. And you have to know that the figural motif is not in the mosque. It's not related to any kind of religious work, but it rather relates to the secular subjects.Secular, I mean that something like maybe a palace or something like in our life, in our normal life, not in the mosque, not in the religious way. And also, it can be a kind of auspicious symbol, like a auspicious symbol หมายถึงเครื่องรางหรือว่ามันเป็นสัญลักษณ์ที่แบบว่าเกี่ยวกับทำให้แบบสัญลักษณ์เกี่ยวกับความดีงามอะไรเงี้ยค่ะเป็นเครื่องรางอะไรเงี้ยซึ่งเอาจริงๆมันไม่ได้จำเป็นในโลกของมุสลิมมันไม่ควรจะมีแต่ว่ามันเป็นเพราะว่ามันเป็นอิทธิพลของความคิดของมนุษย์ในแต่ละท้องถิ่นนะคะ
It's like spiritual something like that, right?
Yeah. Something like that, like yes, I have to talk about this picture.
Yeah, okay.
This picture, like for example, this picture is the palace of the Umayyad dynasty in maybe in Jericho now. I think it's near in Jordan now, maybe. Yeah. So you can see the sculpture. This is a kind of the angel or some kind of maybe angels and a kind of bull and cow on top of it. This is the local influences of the Roman Empire because, as I say before, that when the Muslim civilization first developed in Arabic land, they have to borrow the art from Byzantine and Persia. So this kind of sculpture, you can see that it is clearly seen that this is it looks like a Roman sculpture, like Venus, or a Roman goddess, something like that.And there are another example from Turkey that I took photo. The first picture, you can see that it's a tree. Under the tree, they have 2 lions. And above the tree, they have one bird. This composition is the symbol of tree of life in the belief of the Anatolian people before the arriving of Islam.Before the Anatolian people, Anatolian I mean today Turkey, before the Turkish people accept Islam, before that, they believe in power of nature, like power of the tree and animals. So they believe that in our world have a tree of life, and under tree of life they have a protectors. The protectors is a lion, and the bird is how can I say? The bird is the symbol of วิญญาณ rule นะภาษาอังกฤษคืออะไร
symbol
Arabic is
of
rule.
soul
Human soul, a symbol of human soul. Yeah. So it's very interesting. So as I said, that it is local influences. The thing that has existed before the arriving of Islam has influences Islamic art. And this picture, this sculpture, it is from madrasa, a madrasa in Turkey. And the next picture is the twin-head eagle. The twin-head eagle is the sign of not sign, emblem. It's the emblem of Seljuk dynasty. So you can see that this figural motif is not related to religious. It's related to more human, like in our life, like a normal life, not in the religious way, not in the mosque. As you see, this is from madrasa, and this is from maybe this is from hospital. Yeah. This picture is from the hospital, not mosque. But importantly, interestingly, you can see that Muslim depict the picture of human and animals, right? But you have to remember that the Muslim artists try to do it abstract. So you see the face of the eagle. It's not the true eagle, but it's a kind of abstract eagle. You got it? Right? So now they try like a คือเขาพยายามจะทำให้มันไม่เหมือนจริงนะคะเพราะถ้าทำเหมือนจริงแล้วมันเหมือนจะเป็นการเรียนแบบอำนาจของพระเจ้าค่ะเพราะงั้นก็จะพยายามทำให้มัน abstract ที่สุดเหมือนกับลดทอนให้มันห่างจากความจริงมากที่สุดนี่ this is the uniqueness of Islamic art. So figural motif is actually is allowed in Islamic art. It can be, and you see there are so many pictures of human and animal. But one thing you have to keep in your mind is you have to try to make it abstract, not to make it realism. This is the detail from the west, from the Mamluk dynasty. They provide the hunting scene of the prince, the royal court, the kings, the prince. You can see the face. Every face, everybody, every man looks the same. It is not the portrait of someone, because everybody have the same face. So the face is just only the symbol of human, not the portrait of specific human. Okay. So after we know about the four main motifs of Islamic art, now I will provide you a glimpse of some interesting techniques in Islamic world. So you can apply in your design. I will firstly talk about the structure of the dome, not the structure, but the way how the Muslim support the dome in the architecture. The left side, you see the word pendentive and a kind of a picture of the triangle structure with the picture of a melek. I mean angel. Sorry, I forgot my English. Because actually melek we use in Turkish also. Turkish word is derived from Arabic and Persian words.
In Arabic word is malaika, right?
Malaika, yeah. Malaika. Turkish melek. Sorry. So the pendentive structure is the way is the way that the European, like in European architecture, they use the structure called pendentive. It's a kind of triangle piece that support the dome. You can see in the picture. This area we call pendentive. Like when we put the dome in the columns, we have to put the structure to support the dome. The European use the pendentive, but in the Muslim world, they prefer to use the structure called squinch. The squinch is a kind of, how can I say? I don't know how to say in English. ในภาษาไทยแล้วกันเหมือนกับว่าเป็นการขุดเซาะร่องเข้าไปอะค่ะเป็นการขุดเข้าไปให้มันเกิดสันมันเป็น architectural term มากไม่รู้อธิบายไงแต่คือเอาเป็นว่าถ้าเราขุดเข้าไปเนี่ยมันจะเกิดสันเกิดร่องแล้วสันเนี่ยมันจะเป็นสันรับแรงที่จะช่วยรับน้ำหนักของโดมนะคะคือ you can see in the picture that how different it is and the structure of squinch provide the opportunity of artists to design the structure. So squinch is not only the structure, but it can be in the same time the ornament in architecture. Very interesting. Maybe you can see it's more clear in the mosque at Cordoba at Spain. This in circle in the four corner. This is a structure that we call squinch to support the dome. And at the same time, it can be the decoration under the dome in the same time. Very interesting technique. But some example in Turkey use a kind of triangle, like they call it Turkish triangle structure. It's very rare. It's very rare to find and find just only in Turkey. But generally, we find a squinch in Islamic architecture. You have to remember this structure, squinch. If you want to learn more, you can search in internet. You put the word squinch. You can see many pictures related to Islamic architecture. So after the squinch, I would like to talk about mukanas. Mukanas is very important and it's very multifunction. Like they can do many things in architecture and also in the surface decoration. Not only 3D, but not only 3D, but they provide 2D decoration. Mukanas is a kind of honeycomb-like structure. They always appear above the arch in the building or sometimes in the mihrab. Because the structure you see like is kind of มันนูนแล้วมันนูนเข้าเว้าออกอย่างนี้ค่ะ this kind of structure like they said that they provide มันทำให้มันช่วย absorb เสียงให้สะท้อนและดังกังวานในทั่วมัสยิดนะคะ acoustic acoustic they provide acoustic system. So if we put mukanas under the dome or at the mihrab, the sound of imam and the sound when we namaz, when we pray, will be heard all through in the building of the mosque. So this is the technique that the people in the past used to make acoustic system. You have to imagine that in the past we have no microphone or speaker. But they have mukanas to provide the sound in the mosque. Very interesting. And this picture is a kind of mukanas that became the ornament in the columns. This is a หัวเสาค่ะมันกลายเป็นลายบนหัวเสานะคะคือลวดลายแบบ a honeycomb structure can be a nice pattern in decoration. And this picture is another kind of mukanas I took from Süleymaniye Mosque in Istanbul. When we look above, we will see the mukanas in this view. And interestingly, Turkish people always say that it looked like the face of the owl. I don't know that you accept with me or not, but certainly it looked like the face of the owl. So this is very interesting. Mukanas. You can search in internet and you can find many pattern of mukanas. As I said before, mukanas is useful in make an acoustic to absorb the sound. So this is the music hall in the palace of Ali Kapur in Isfahan in Iran. The music hall provide the mukana structure, and in the same time, inside the structure of mukanas, they're like they have they have the perforated motif like เป็นลายที่เจาะเข้าไปอะค่ะ like kind of something like the shape of the waist or something like that. This is the design to make it more can be absorb the sound and to provide the sound acoustic voice in the music hall. Very nice pattern. And we go to the brickworks. Brickwork is very interesting because the brick is just only a brick. But if we know how to arrange the brick, you can make a pattern. So you see that the brick without color, it's just only a brick. But if you have a good design, you can arrange it in the pattern. Or if you put some colors on the brick, we can put pattern also. It's how amazing it is. Like this is know-how of Muslim that it's very impressive. So this picture, I think you know the person in this picture. Teacher Burhan, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we took this photo at city of Adana in Turkey. This picture, I would like to talk about the technique behind us. The technique we call ablak. Ablak is also in Arabic. As I know, it mean to alternate it, or actually is the architectural term for black and white. Generally, it's like it mean black and white. So this technique that the stone arranged in the black and white and yellow color alternately, it had been called ablak. This ablak technique have many kind of designs. So you can see that this ablak is a stone cut. So you cut the stone in the specific shape, like this shape, and you put in the different color, like yellow, black, or black and white, and alternately you arrange it alternately, and then you can make a new pattern. Interesting. This picture is a hotel in, I think, in Egypt. Yeah, that decorated in the ablak technique.
สวย
อะไรนะมีคนบอกว่าสวย ใช่ไหมดีใจจังnot just only black and white, but you can use various kind of color, another type, like many colors, and arrange it in alternately, and you can make a new pattern. Also, we can see the technique in the tile. The tile have many kinds of techniques that I cannot tell it all today, but I will talk about the interesting technique that we call it in Spanish. In Spanish, they call it cuerda seca. The cuerda seca technique is a kind of technique that we see in Central Asian and also in Spain. We find so many in Uzbekistan and Iran and Turkey, and some in Egypt, and also in the Umayyad dynasty in Spain. The technique is we draw the design on the tile, And firstly, we put a kind of oil, the black oil. This black oil provide is a kind of grease, not oil, but it's grease. It's very thick. And after that, we put the outline on the design. And after that, we put the color. So when we put the tie in the fire, after it firing, after it finish, the color will be like this. So the black line protect the color to merge into together. Like เหมือนกับเราตัดเส้นด้วยสีดำอะค่ะคือน้ำมันสีดำตัวนี้มันจะช่วยกั้นสีไม่ให้มันไหลเข้าหากันนะคะเพราะฉะนั้นเวลามันเผาเสร็จแล้วเนี่ยมันก็จะนูนออกมาเพราะว่าตัวหมึกสีดำนี่มันหนาแล้วมันเข้มข้นมากพอเผาแล้วมันจะจับตัวแข็งพอมันแข็งปั๊บเนี่ยมันก็จะกันไม่ให้สีแต่ละฝั่งเนี่ยมันไหลเข้ามาหากันเพราะฉะนั้นมันจะทำให้สีเนี่ยสดขึ้นมามาก so this Guida Seka technique provide you the bright full design. The color is very bright. And also you can find wood paints. Actually, we can find many kind of wood paints design in Islam, in Islamic architecture in Thailand because in Thailand, our traditional architecture is wood. So Thai Muslim excellence in wood carving and also wood paints. You have to find in your 3 จังหวัด there are so many examples. I will show you later. Also, actually, this is the example from Turkey. This is also made from wood. It's a kind of they call it kusu. And like its function is to provide the class or halaka. Sorry if I pronounce it wrong. It's halaka. You know, like a circle of study. When after we namaz, we get together to learn something from ulama. We call it halaka, and the ulama and all the teachers sit on this wooden platform. And you can see the detail of wood paints on this platform. It's very nice, and actually it's very near to Malaysian traditional motif design. Like actually I see I saw some motif, some similar motif in Kelantan and Terengganu. It's very near, but this example come from Turkey, so I'll come across. And also the interlacing technique. Interlacing, I mean to mix another every motif together and make it a kind of 3-dimensional. Like for example, you can see that this is Arabic script that on and the background is floral motif, and it's interlaced together, make the new pattern, make it more amazing, more magnificent. Not just only the pure Arabic calligraphy or not just only the pure vegetal pattern, but if we put it together, the beautifulness is double. Also, we can play with light and shadow. This is easy technique if you know that when the light come into which where and you put the design on it. Like this is the example on the Ottoman mosque. They put the geometric pattern on the door, and when the light of the sun shine to it, the motif had been reflected on the wall of the mosque. It's very impressive. Actually, we can find many examples like this in wooden mosque in Thailand. I will show you. ถ้าเวลาเหลือนะ Okay, so we can play with light and shadow like this is stained glass กระจกสีนะคะ if we put color on the glass and play with the light, it provide amazing effects. Also the brick, again with the brick, if we put the brick in the pattern. Assalamualaikum. Good afternoon everyone. before that, I have to say that I have to make a greet to teacher Fauzan Mapa and teacher Burhan Saleh. Actually, it is my honor to be here today to talk about Islamic art and inspiration and design. Actually, this is the first time of my talking about this topic. Generally, I am conduct session about just only Islamic art in general view, but today is very special. So thank you again. And okay, so you see this. It's coming, right?
Yes, it's coming.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Thank you. So this topic today is about Islamic art, inspiration and design. I will provide you firstly, I will provide you general view of Islam and Islamic art, the meaning of it, and how it's function, like the definition of Islamic art and the meaning of in the motif and decoration that maybe you can use it as inspiration. Why it is important to know about the meaning and function of decoration in Islamic world first. After we know the meaning and function of Islamic art, I think you will take them like as the source of inspiration, because if we see any motifs, any forms without knowing the meaning or its function, I think it will not be practical when we will apply into the design. So let's begin. So firstly, I would like to draw you to the interest about Islamic art by raise the question about that. If we refer to Islamic art, what do you think of? Maybe some student, please give me some answer. Like, and after that, they develop another form of their own style of dome. Many kinds of like onion-shaped dome and circle dome, semicircular dome, and even a kind of a rib dome, conical dome, and pyramid dome. Many times of you can see in Islamic world. And also the arch arch is also play important role in Islamic, like to bring as a motif. In my experiences, like in the graphic design, in package design, like they made use the shape of Islamic architecture of arch to make a pattern, a motif, a structure, or everything. Like it's very useful. And you can see there are many types of arch in Islamic world, and some arch like is the feature of each region. For example, this we call horseshoe arch. Horseshoe is mean เกือกม้านะคะรูปทรงเหมือนเกือกม้า This is the main feature of Morocco and Spain. Islamic art in Islamic architecture in Morocco and Spain. All this one, you can see the picture of the yellow dome in this one. The arch is a kind of onion-shaped dome. This type of onion-shaped arch is very widespread in Southeast Asia. And also, I would like to talk about the garden. Garden is also the main component in Islamic architecture, because garden is symbol of heaven. And why they love heaven? Why they love to put the garden in the architecture? Because heaven, as you know, is like it is every place that every Muslim want to live in their afterlife. So put the garden in the architecture is mean that like even we still alive, we can stay in the heaven. And the main architecture of an Islamic world is, of course, the mosque or the Baitullah. Actually, the mosque, there are many styles of the mosque in the world that I cannot tell you today. Maybe in the next lecture, inshallah, I will tell you, because there are so many details. But I have to say that many styles of the mosque have the same origin. It is the Prophet Mosque at Medina. That is take the prototype of the later mosque in the world. Actually, the mosque of the Prophet in city of Medina or Yathrib that we have the former name, the city of Yathrib. Actually, the mosque of the Prophet or it is his house before, and he applied it to be a mosque and it just only made easily with the palm tree and the mud and the mud brick. The material is very easy and the structure is very easy. But after the centuries passed, the architecture had been developed, and until that we can see it today. They are the dome structure and provide many pieces of minarets. This is a basic components of the mosque. The mosque actually is its components is arranged in orderly. Like firstly, it has to be portal to enter into the mosque. The portal must be big, must be elegant to make you feel that you will enter to the house of Allah. And when you enter the mosque, you find the ablution fountain or ablution area or toilet or somewhere that you can take the ablution. Because before you get inside to the mosque, you have to make yourself clean. And at the one side of the mosque, you can see the minaret that the muezzin made the call to pray. And when we pass into the mosque, we can see the prayer hall. That is a very big prayer hall. And you can see the mihrab and minbar. Right? This is what photo I take from Hagia Sophia. You know well about mihrab. The mihrab is the symbol of the indicator of the way that you will namaz to the direction of Makkah, and the minbar to Imam to make a khutbah in every Friday. But another interesting element is dikka. Dikka is a kind of a big platform that the muezzin will namaz on there, because when the mosque is so big, the people in the back cannot see the imams well. So the muezzin on the dikka, they can see the people on the back row can see the muezzin in the dikka that like จะพูดเป็นภาษาไทยว่ายังไงดีเหมือนกับว่าดิกะเนี่ยค่ะคือมันจะเป็นแท่นสูงที่เอาไว้ให้มุอัซซินหรือพนักงานในมัสยิดเนี่ยขึ้นไปละหมาดนะคะแล้วก็คือที่มันต้องอยู่สูงเนี่ยเพราะว่าเพื่อให้ผู้ที่ละหมาดอยู่แถวหลังเนี่ยเห็นได้ชัดว่าแบบเขาคนข้างหน้าหรือว่าอิหม่ามเนี่ยละหมาดถึงไหนแล้วเพราะว่ามันควรจะละหมาดในท่าเดียวกันพร้อมกันเพื่อที่จะได้ภาคผลหรือว่าผลบุญหรือเป็นตามซุนนะห์นะคะคือคนข้างแถวหลังจะได้เห็นซึ่ง generally เนี่ยดิกะเนี่ยจะอยู่ในมัสยิดขนาดใหญ่คือมัสยิดพอใหญ่แล้วเนี่ยคนก็จะเยอะแล้วคนแถวหลังก็จะไม่เห็นว่าอิหม่ามละหมาดไปถึงตรงไหนแล้วนะคะประมาณนี้พอเข้าใจเนาะได้ไหมคะอาจารย์บุรหาน
พอเข้าใจได้ครับ
โอเค
นักศึกษาพอเข้าใจไหมครับว่าทำไม
มีคำis there any question you can ask me always otherwise I will keep ไม่งั้นวางใหม่ไม่ลง
Does it can I ask
yes okay please
does the dikka always be on the right or it doesn't matter
it doesn't matter maybe in the center
okay see.
yeah just only in the position that คนแถวหลังจะเห็นได้ง่ายอะค่ะ maybe in the center but this is the photo I took from Hagia Sophia so Hagia Sophia is very crowded and all in the same time it is touristic place so Dika have to move in at the side that's the reason
I think this photo is the recently photo right
yeah recently because it's now it's turned to the mosque
yes นี่เป็นรูปภาพปัจจุบันของอายาโซเฟียหลังจากที่ถูกเปลี่ยนเป็นมัสยิดอีกครั้งครับผม
ใช่ And I would like to talk about the impact of architecture, especially from the mosque, because mosque is the major architecture of Islamic world. Generally, outside the mosque, it's very simple. Like they provide just only a magnificent, a big portal, and provide like a less ornament. The motif and decoration is very little. But when you enter inside the door, you suddenly see something that bring you into another world. Like you can see that เหมือนกับอันนี้คงต้องอธิบายเป็นภาษาไทยจะได้อรรถรสกว่าคือข้างนอกมัสยิดเนี่ยจะดูเรียบๆนะคะมันจะมีแต่ประตูที่สูงสง่าดูแบบโอ้มันทำให้เรารู้สึกว่าเราให้เตรียมใจเราเข้าไปก่อนนะว่าเรากำลังจะเข้าไปในที่ที่สูงส่งนะคะเป็นบ้านของพระเจ้านะคะมัสยิดแล้วประตูเนี่ยเล็กมากนะคะประตูเล็กมากช่องมีแค่นี้พอเราเดินเข้าไปปุ๊บเนี่ยอยู่ดีเราก็จะเจอภาพที่มันเหมือนกับมันระเบิดอารมณ์ของเราค่ะคือเข้าไปแล้วก็จะเจอแบบthe structure that อลังการมากนะคะแบบยิ่งใหญ่มากโอ้แบบมันทำให้เราเหมือนกับว่าทำให้เรารู้สึกว่ามันเรียกศรัทธาเราอยู่ในสถานที่ยิ่งใหญ่
ใช่รู้สึกถึงความยิ่งใหญ่ของสถานที่ใช่
คือประตูเล็กแค่นี้แต่พอเข้าไปปุ๊บเรารู้สึกว่ามีสถาปนิกท่านหนึ่งเคยพาท่านมาเที่ยวท่านบอกว่าเขาเรียกว่าการระเบิดสเปซเหมือนกับว่ามันสร้าง impact ความรู้สึกกับเราข้างนอกดูไม่มีอะไรนะแต่เข้าไปนี่มันแบบมันต้องร้องโอ้โหอะไรอย่างเงี้ยนะคะตรงกลางนี่ก็เป็นที่อาบน้ำละหมาดนะคะ ablution fountain so after we have cleaned ourselves we go inside the mosque and we see something that more amazing that inside the mosque is the full decoration
มีคอมเมนต์ว่าอยากไปครับอาจารย์ทำไงดี
inshallah after the COVID we will make a cultural tour in Istanbul inshallah inshallah I will not bring you not just only Hagia Sophia but many unseen places in Turkey also delicious Turkish food นะคะก็you can see the decoration in the mosque is very selected like they put the decoration in the not how can I say คือเขาเลือกที่จะใส่ลายลงไปค่ะมันเป็นการแบบว่าย้ำเขาไม่ได้ใส่ทั้งหมดนะคะแต่ว่าเขาจะย้ำในจุดที่สำคัญอย่างเช่นจุดที่เป็นแบบเส้นขอบของช่องโค้งนะคอนทัวร์ของมันนะคะนี่คือลายเพนท์ซึ่งเขาเรียนแบบเทคนิคอัพลักนะคะอัพลักที่เป็นหินสลับสีที่แนะนำเมื่อกี้เทคนิคแบล็กแอนด์ไวท์นะคะเนี่ยแล้วก็อยู่ตามแบบใต้ฐานโดมนะ under the dome but generally under the dome they have fully embellished decoration because dome is the highest point, is the peak point that represent paradise. So it is highly decorated. Also, you can see some stained glass, กระจกสีนะคะ the stained glass that play you with the light and shadow. มัน indescribable feeling. This is the impact of architecture. So after the mosque, we have another kind of architectural type in Muslim world. We call caravanserai. Caravanserai, if we put in English word, is a kind of motel. Because caravanserai is the accommodation for the caravans of the merchants that the oh sorry มีใครผิวปากมีอะไรวะคะมีใครส่งสัญญาณอะไรวะคะไม่มีนะโอเคต่อนะคะ
โอเคครับ
โอเคค่ะก็ caravanserai is a kind of motel they provide the accommodation for the caravans after they traveling in the long journey in the deserts caravanserai will provide in every 40 kilometers because in every kilometers in every 40 kilometers นะ40กิโลเมตรเนี่ยคือ40กิโลเมตรเนี่ยมันเป็นช่วงความยาวของระยะทางที่อูฐกับม้าเนี่ยคณะกองคาราวานของอูฐ ที่เดินด้วยอูฐกับม้าเนี่ยจะเดินทางมาจากคาราวานสรายหนึ่งถึงคาราวานสรายหนึ่งในตอนก่อนพลบค่ำพอดีนะคะเพราะฉะนั้น each desert everywhere เนี่ยevery 40 kilometers they will see one caravan sarai and inside caravan sarai actually is free accommodation. It's a kind of wakuf. No, wakuf in Turkish, Arabic, what we call wakaf. มันเป็น wakaf นะคะคือ everything is free because they provide the fund is provide from the government. So the accommodation is free and they provide everything like everything you need. Like we stay in hotel, like a masjid or the small mosque inside. You can see the picture. This is a caravanserai in Turkey. This caravanserai is very famous in trading the silk นะคะเป็นคาราวานสไลด์ที่สำคัญมากในที่เป็นแหล่งค้าขายสินค้าใหม่ที่สำคัญในตุรกีนะคะ And you can see in the center of the caravanserai is a dome structure. This is the mosque in caravanserai. น่ารักมากนะคะคือแบบ everything you imagine you need in the hotel they provide in caravanserai. Even the stable for the horse and the shop, restaurant, and even the currency exchange, and even the ยังไงดีโรงซ่อมบำรุงแบบซ่อมรถม้าอะไรพวกนี้ค่ะทั้งหมดก็มีนะคะ and everything is free
like repairing workshop, right? Repairing shop, something.
Yeah, workshop, a fixed man and like a car wash or something like that. Also, after that we have hammam, or in English known as Turkish bath. Actually, that hammam is not just only in Turkey, but it provides widespread in Islamic world. Hammam is a kind of spa. I can say it's kind of beauty spa today. People go to take a bath. Hammam is a kind of public foundation also. Why they have to be a public? Because in the past, water is very rare, and just only in the palace and the rich people have their own toilet, have their own bathroom in their accommodation. So, general people like us do not have the toilet or bathroom in our house, so they have to take a bath in public hammam in the hammam. Hammam is generally they provide the hot room and the cold room. In the hot room, you will see the marble in the center of the room that provide the hot, provide the warm to make แบบว่าคล้ายๆกับซาวน่า It's like sauna to make you have a sweet, and after that you take a bath. They have some service like they have มีเจ้าหน้าที่มาทำความสะอาดให้นะคะ and one can ask that how can hammam function like how can it be warm? This is the system that make hammam is warm. You can see the word hell is mean นรกนะคะคือจุดที่ร้อนมากนะคะคือจะอยู่ใต้ฮัมมัมนะคะอันนี้ก็คือโดมโครงสร้างของthis is the building of hammam นะคะ the dome, and under the floor there is a hell ก็คือร้อนมากๆนะคะคือนรกนะคะ under the floor they have a metal boiler. In the picture they said it's copper boiler. The copper boiler is heated by the servants. The servant that heat they put the fire like a คือก่อไฟอะค่ะจะมีคนก่อไฟอยู่ในห้องนะคะเหมือนเป็นเตาผิงนะคะแล้วความร้อนจากเตาผิงเนี่ยมันจะส่งผ่านท่อโลหะนะคะ so the hot from the coil will provide the floor to be hot, and the people will put themselves warm. So after they have been sauna by the warmth, they take a bath, and you can see the the ช่องแสง ช่องแสง in above the dome. They provide a hole. It's not just only to make the light to come inside, but above the hole is a glass. So the glass will take the sunshine. So you can imagine that the glass when it got the sunshine, it will be hot. So the glass will provide the hot weather in the sauna room. It's been like this is a know-how in the past. Interesting. คิดได้ยังไงนะคนในสมัยก่อน and they call it elephant eyes ตาช้างนะคะเขาเรียกตาช้างก็ไม่รู้ทำไมเหมือนกันอาจจะเป็นเพราะว่ามันใหญ่เหมือนช้างอันนี้ก็ไม่ทราบได้เขาเรียกตาช้าง elephant eye. This is hammam in Spain. I really love this setting. คือเอามาให้ดูเพราะว่าคิดว่าน่าจะเป็น a source of your inspiration in your interior design ได้นะคะคือมันless is more. It's very minimal, but at the same time it is very chic. It's very plain, like just only the circle arch, no decoration, but you have ช่องแสงนะคะเป็น geometric pattern นะแล้วก็มีแสงส่องลงมานะคะสวยมากyou can make it like your inspiration in your interior design นะคะso I will put you some answer before you got sleep. This is the shoes that used in hammam. I want to ask you that what functions of the shoes, like why do you have to we need to have the special shoes in hammam?
Doesn't get wet.
อะไรนะคะ sorry.
So it doesn't get wet. Or maybe it doesn't
very near.
make the place dirty.
ใกล้ความจริงละ50%. Not just only the wet.
hot
You have to not hot, not for the hot. Firstly, I think that they will protect from the hot, but the Turkish people said that in hammam it's not that hot.
แต่ที่จริงในฮัมมัมก็ไม่ได้ร้อนนะเราใส่
ไม่ได้ร้อนมาก
ไม่ต้องใส่รองเท้าก็ได้ใช่
อันนี้เป็นแบบว่าสมัยก่อนเขาใส่กันคือเฉลยก็ได้คือ it's protect from the dirty. Actually it's from the wet also, but the most important thing is from dirty because after we take a bath and like everything like the soap and everything we take from the bath is very dirty, so we have to put specific shoes. Actually generally they use just only the normal wooden shoes like this, but in the Ottoman times like the girls, like the fashionable girls want to show that like she ใส่ส้นสูงอะค่ะ high heel shoes นะคะ this is a kind of fashionable for the hammams girl นะคะแล้วก็นี่เทคนิคฝังมุกด้วยนะคะหรูหราอลังการนะต้อง rich people เท่านั้นถึงจะใส่ได้นะคะแล้วก็ต้องฝึกเดินด้วยนะคะเพราะว่ามันรองเท้าส้นสูงนะคะก็จะมีการใส่สาวๆก็จะมีการมาใส่แข่งกันในฮัมมัมมาเจอในฮัมมัมก็จะมาแข่งกันโอ้ยรองเท้าเธอสูงกว่ารองเท้าฉันสูงกว่าอะไรอย่างเงี้ยไหนเธอเดินให้ดูซิอะไรอย่างเงี้ยนะคะก็เป็นเรื่องเล่าสนุกๆนะ
อาจารย์ครับ we have 30 minutes more
30
yes
okay ค่ะ so yeah actually yeah okay we come so far actually and we will talk about public fountain นะคะ public fountain I saw many in Turkey and also in Cairo in Egypt นะคะ and I found some in Iran. I couldn't find in another countries. Maybe I missed it. Public fountain is also a kind of public foundation or waqf that provided by sultan or the nobilities and the rich people to make a sadaqah to themselves after their death. they built the public fountain to provide the public water to people. And in the same time, you can see that if we have many monies, we can make it much bigger, and it will be a kind of a landmark in the square that people will meet, and that people will can be sit, take a drink and sit and relax and talk together, and anything you can imagine, like so you can see that public fountain is just not just only provide the water, but to provide the shelter, to provide the enjoyment, to provide the joyful to the people. And this is really the sadaqah for the dead people, because even when they die, they can make merit, they can make good things by provide the shelter for the living people. This is very impressive concept in Islamic design. Also, not just only public house, they also provide the house for the public fountain. Sorry, they also provide the shelter for the birds, for animals. This is what I see in Turkey.
Okay.
This is Kutubhane. What library? The building is his library. The library. You can see the small bird house on the top, and you have to notice that the architect put the birdhouse on the top to provide the bird for the house and to protect the birds from the cat or the dogs, to annoy the birds. So how carefully they think about how they take care about the other living creatures is very impressive. Islamic architecture is very impressive. It is said that actually it is not just every building that provide the birdhouse, but it is said that the birdhouse is the material that built the birdhouse is from the material that left when we use when เมื่อเราสร้างอาคารเสร็จแล้วค่ะมันเป็นวัตถุดิบที่เหลือจากการสร้างนะคะคือเหมือนกับว่าอิสลามสอนให้ใช้ทุกอย่างอย่างคุ้มค่าที่สุดนะคะเพราะงั้นวัสดุที่เหลือเราเอามาทำบ้านนกค่ะน่ารักมากนะคะ Also this is the tomb of the rich people. They have a kind of a little cup put in the tomb. ให้ทาย so could you please guess that what this cup what the function, like the purpose of the cup that they put in the tomb? เดา
ช่วยเดาให้หน่อยครับ
the size is not too big, like if I stand here, my head is around here. Yeah, not too big. So the cup is a kind of, the size is a kind of a bowl.
ใครเอ่ยนูรุลฮูดาพอจะทราบไหมเอ่ย
It's also related to animal.
Yeah.
To provide something to animal.
Fatona say that okay, this is for animals.
For birds.
ทีเชอร์บูฮานนี่ใจร้ายมากเลยแรนดอมชื่อนักศึกษา
This is for
เป็นวิธี
gathering the water of the rain and then feeding the birds.
Again, please.
Again.
This is for gathering the water of the rain and then feeds the birds. And this is sadaqah for the one who
Oh, teacher Wuhan, please give him 2 points.
Lubanan also said same thing for the rain. Okay.
Yes. To gathering the rain or the water from the even from the snow, and so that the bird can drink from it. So it's again, it's very interesting that like even you dead, but your tomb can be made good things. Even you die. This is really sadaqah concept. Impressive. So I think we have 20 minutes left. So I will drive you through the example in 3 จังหวัดนะคะ This is what I talk about the portrait and the picture of animal and human that I have taught before, so I will pass it. So inshallah, in the next lecture, I will provide you more details.
So,
I think I would draw you to here. Before that, I want to show you interesting example from Turkey again. Sorry, because I'm staying in Turkey. This is a coffee set. Coffee set. I took this photo from Ankara, the coffee house in Ankara. This is we call it Ottoman style coffee set. Actually, it's not a kind of that Ottoman, but a kind of we put the word in for tourist attraction. But we can say it is Ottoman style. Actually, you can see that. In the culture of the Turkish, when they drink coffee, they will accompany with Turkish delight, the sweet that we call Turkish delight. And also after they finish their coffee, they will drink a kind of sherbet, a kind of sherbet drink to finish the coffee time. And it is in the set. You can see that it's very interesting design that they have a ceramic cup, right? And they provide the block, the metal sheet,
the case.
the case, yeah, the metal case with the lovely design to put their cup. And even they have a lid on their cup. It's very delicate. So if you want to take it as your inspiration in your coffee set, you can. Also, this is the pen case and ink well that go together in a set. This gadget I found on the Turkish series called Yunus Emre. I know it from the Turkish series, the historical series. They used in Ottoman time. In the past, they come in a set like you put ink inside this, and in the case you put the pen. Nice. Okay, so we came to the last topic of today and the main highlight, I think, Islamic art around us. Around us is mean in your circle. I mean in your 3 จังหวัดนะพื้นที่3จังหวัดนะ So I focus on the example on your areas. As I said before that the pictures that I show you in the previous slides, you can take it as example. Like you can see that in every corner of the mosque or the buildings of any motif, any wood carve, you can make it your inspiration. So firstly, I will talk about Masjid Ruse. Masjid Ruse, actually they don't provide any. We cannot see any motifs and ornaments anymore because they are destroyed. But you can see the form and the arch, the pointed arch that they like the Persian style arch, and the structure that built from the brick. You can see the pattern of the brick that you can make it like your pattern or to make it your graphic design or vice versa that you can imagine. Also, I would like to talk about Surau Aho in Pattani. Sorry that I didn't put the name of the ไม่ได้บอกมันตำบลไหนแต่คิดว่าถ้าเห็นถ้าคุณเห็นคุณคงจะเห็นว่าคุณคงจะรู้ว่าอยู่ที่ไหนนะคะเป็นสถานที่ที่นะคนไปดูมากนะคะin 3 จังหวัดin the example wooden structure in 3 จังหวัดนะคะ I suggest you to see the motif on the wood carving on the wooden panel. Wooden panel, I mean the ในภาษาไทย we call ช่องลมนะคะคือเราจะเจาะเป็นช่องนะคะเพื่อให้ลมผ่านเข้าไปเพราะว่า because in the southern part of Thailand they have so อากาศมันชื้นมากนะคะ แล้วก็เพราะงั้นเนี่ยเราจะต้องเจาะช่องลมแล้วก็ทำหน้าต่างให้กว้างเพื่อให้ไม่เพื่อระบายความชื้นไม่ให้อาคารนี้มันเสื่อมนะคะเพราะว่าอาคารเป็นไม้ so when we put the window and this wood panel it is the opportunity to the artist to play their creation on create the ornaments on the wood carving นะคะ every above the window you can see beautiful wood carving also I really love this photo that we took together with our teams. It is very wonderful moment and you can see that this wooden mosque in Thailand is very unique. It's like no one in the world no mosque in the world unique like this mosque I can say. ถ้าคุณไปถึงสถานที่นี้ก็ลองถ่ายรูปกับมุมนี้ดูชิคเท่มากนะคะand you have to know that in the past people don't have minarets but they use the drum to call to pray so in every old mosque they will provide a kind of ring or the place that they will put a wooden drum or a drum to make a pray to call the detail is very impressive like it's a metal ring that before that they have a drum inside right? And some of my friends took my photo in the circle of the ring. I think it's a very nice shot. You can see in the wood carving many motifs. You can see yourself and take many photo and see by yourself. You can see that how beautiful it is. Also, we cannot miss Masjid Talomano at Narathiwat. The wooden mosque that provide you the another language of the dome. There's not the dome, but people in the past try to make a dome, but they instead use the dome. They built a kind of หลังคาจั่วที่เป็น traditional form of Thai architecture or Malaysian peninsula architecture and design it in special way to make it instead the dome and you can see on the top of that pinnacle have a word Allah here I think it's maybe they add later maybe not original and you see on the other side is actually is a kind of as minaret the wooden minaret you can see that its design is very unique not just only a tower minaret but it's a wooden minaret that attached to the roof is very unique no one in the world like provide this example and you have to take photo at every corner of the roof you can see many designs of wood carving even this detail is a kind of a blossom flower that I have to say every corner of the roof have different design of the flower totally different so take the photo take every corner of the roof the wood carving the surface on the wall inside the mosque when before we going inside the prayer hall we also see the wood carving on the door panel like they call it like a sawadika motif it look like sawadika but general it's not totally sawadika but just similar to sawadika so it's like you can see that maybe it can be interpreted that this sawadika motif is a kind of Islamic geometric pattern because it is arranged in system and orderly like geometric patterns and also floral motif the leaf the flower oh I have to when I see it first I have to say oh mashallah how can they imagine like the kind of I cannot imagine that oh they're so มันมีตัวอย่างที่สวยงามมากในประเทศไทยที่ไม่แพ้ประเทศอื่นในโลกเลยอะค่ะแล้วมันก็อยู่ใกล้ๆเรานี่เองอะใน3จังหวัดนะคะคือเราไม่ต้องคือถ้าเราไม่มีโอกาสยังได้ไปต่างประเทศไปเปอร์เซียไปอาหรับไปอะไรนี้เราดูงาน เราดูงาน tradition ในบ้านเราเนี่ยมันสุดยอดแล้วค่ะ even in บางปูนะnowadays is Masjid At-Ta'awun Masjid At-Ta'awun the opposite of Masjid At-Ta'awun there is the old structure the former structure of Masjid At-Ta'awun also provides lovely details of the wood carving you can see the motif is look like Sawadika also I zoom to you also on the windows you see the lovely small flower motifs and another kind of motif that you can see by yourself and take photo this is สุเหร่ากำปง artist I think it's in สายบุรีสายบุรีlook at the detail on the roof the painting the wood carving the perforated sheet also the wood panel painting this kind of composition the flower and a kind of a branch this is traditional style of the southern Thailand and Malaysia I always found this motif in Kelantan and TerengganuมัสยิดยายานะคะมัสยิดยายาI interested in their ablution fountain in the past they use their ablution fountain is not a kind of room or toilet like today but a kind of well เป็นบ่อนะคะ and provide a roof the roof is also the traditional style not a dome but หลังคาจั่วหลังคาปั้นหยานะคะเป็น a traditional form and at the wall they provide the Chinese tile very nice detail you can imagine that if you take the motif of this Chinese tile to make a pattern in graphic design how nice it is it's very nice also in Masjid Raya they provide very striking wood carving before we enter the prayer room we found the floral pattern in the wood carving oh mashallah you can also find the same pattern in Kelantan and Terengganu also Pattani, Kelantan and Terengganu provide interesting striking wood carving examples their skill is their excellence in wood carving in floral pattern wood carving also you can see the motif on the minbar a kind of curved leaf go to the mosque and see everything around you in the mosque can be inspiration not just only the mosque but also pondok ponok นะคะor any kind of other old wooden house in 3 จังหวัดปัตตานีนราธิวาสยะลาธิวาสนะคะ also in Kelantan in Terengganu you will find the nice motif of wood carving of windows of the balcony of the perforated sheets that you can see yourself that how nice motif it is and Ponok Mokmo now it's not used as Ponok when I went to there at last 3 years ago it's like a kind of no one there เหมือนบ้านร้างเลยน่าเสียดายมากunfortunately but on the pediment on the roof have a nice wood carving oh nice I have to emphasize that in your region in the region on 3 จังหวัดthe nice inspiration is wood in wood carving and wood painting also in the wooden mosque in the old mosque because they have they provide the motifs that very unseen อันนี้มัสยิดนูรุลอิสลามบ้านบานา the detail on the how can I say, I don't know is minaret or not. I'm not sure, but some people say that it is minaret now. You can see the perforated sheet, the metal sheet that provide beautiful motifs, ornaments in here. And on the window, they have a nice stucco in the European style, with the columns and the arch and the Roman arch. The motif inside is a kind of flower in the vase. This is the detail from the minbar. This is what I really love from Narathiwat, Masjid Darul Aman, Pakistan. The color, they put the color green and white because they said that the green and white is the color of Pakistan flags, the flag of the country of Pakistan. And also the green and yellow, the green is the symbol of the tree in the paradise. And they said that the Prophet Muhammad preferred green color. That's why they put green on the mosque. And this is the photo that I took with the pattern on the mosque. It's very nice. How can I say? I really love it. I really fall in love with this motif. It's a motif of a lamp that they say that maybe they took from the surah light of the that talk about the light of Allah. I can say that it is the only one motif that I found in Thailand. Just only one example. And many more motifs on the buildings you can see. Oh, very nice. Look that they use the color, the green and yellow, the gold and the white, like everything is มันลงตัวไปหมดนะคะคือปริมาณของสีขาวนะแล้วก็สีทองที่แต้มลงไปแล้วก็สีเขียวที่ตกแต่งมันกำลังดีมากนะคะมันไม่มากไม่น้อยนะลายไม่เยอะเกินไป and of course มัสยิดกลางปัตตานี also the main inspiration like when we because generally when we talk about the mosque in Thailand everybody said about Masjid Klang Pattani because it's unique style. Actually their style is as I know that it is inspired from Taj Mahal in India or any architecture in Mughal dynasty. Not just only the architecture, but you can find the motifs on the gravestone, on the kubur. When you go to kubur, you can see many gravestones and the inscription and the patterns on it. This is kubur Barahom. This gravestone is it is said that the gravestone is belongs to the queen of Sultan Ismail Shah. It is belong to his queen. And any other grave, like for example from Kubur To'ayo, that situated opposite to Masjid Raya Pattani, many kinds of marble tombstone. You can see the detail. So when you go to Ziarah Kubur, try to look at the motif on the gravestone. You can see many motifs that provide you like an endless imagination of motif. Generally, it is flower pattern. This is the Chinese style. Like you can see there's lotus and lotus blossom in the pond, like a Chinese influences. This is from Kubot Ban Dato. And also in the Holy Quran manuscript and the book that handwritten book. This is probably from Pattani, 19th century. The book is named Dalai Al Khairat. Maybe it's Arabic. It's talk about the picture talk about the tomb of the prophet in Medina, and they symbolize the picture into the decorative picture So you can see this decoration is belongs to the traditional Malaysia and Southern Asian art. Very nice pattern. And if you travel more in our country, in Bangkok, in Chiang Mai, and in any provinces, you will see more. Another interesting example is of Islamic art in Thailand. For example, I would like you to see this picture like a kind of Chinese temple. Actually, this is the building in the mosque in Chiang Mai. They function as a school for children and for women to learn Islam for mu'allaf. For mu'allaf. Situated in the mosque in one mosque in Chiang Mai. This is a tomb. The dome structure is the tomb of Sheikh Ahmad, the Persian noble that came to Thailand in the Ayutthaya period. And another kind of wood carving patterns in Thailand that I want you to not just only looking in Sam Changwat, but try to go to Malaysia and to go to throughout Thailand, and you can see many more examples of Islamic art that will impress you. And the last thing I want to present that the example that how we apply Islamic art we see in our life into our design. For example, Surau Talubo. I think it's this provide the nice example, like they adapt from Masjid Talomano to be the contemporary mosque in very nice way. So you can see that their roof is influences from the roof of Masjid Talomano at Narathiwat. And see the ablution area is very minimal. It's a kind of shiny, a little garden, like a little garden that have a kind of a small sitting, and you take ablution in here like a. It's really nice. I don't know how to say, but you can see in the picture. Also inside, they also bring the inspiration from the wood carving. You can see they still use wood carving as their main inspiration above the window. But in the same time, at the mihrab, they put the Arabic inscription, Allah, with a design, a floral design in Islamic way. This is a nice mixture. Also, Masjid Klang Bala. Masjid Klang Bala also provide a mixture of traditional style of architecture in Malaysia and Southern Asia, that, as you can see from the roof, and it is from the top of the minaret. But in the same time, they use Islamic geometric pattern in the in the wood panel, in their details, in their window. I think you know this brand, Barahom Bazaar. You can find her Facebook. I have visited her shop at Pattani last 3 years. The shop brought influences from the gravestone of the Queen at Kubo Barahom to use it as their logo. ใช้เป็นโลโก้ของร้านนะคะ The logo of their brand, and they use as a motif in another kind of their textile, in their any kind of products, a hat, a bag, on their hijab, on their scarf, on everything. So you see that around you have many kind of source of inspiration. This is the modern mosque in Turkey. You can see the letter Wow that means Allah Al-Wahid in that put as decoration in the wall. This is very minimal. And the mihrab you can see is very minimal, but still it functions as mihrab. And also this is the minbar. Minbar is more modern, not a kind of wood and very tall, but it's a kind of wooden, it's a kind of modern ladder provide with the glass and nice. Okay, so I will finish my presentation with my suggested reference that if you want to learn more about Islamic art, you can take this list as your references. I also wrote in Thai language in another in some articles that you can find my name, Wasamon Sanasen, in internet, and you can find like another Thai language article and my master degree thesis. And if you want to learn more about Islamic art, you can contact me directly by Facebook or contact teacher Burhan. And lastly, I want to say thank you for having me today. So if I say something wrong, or and especially for my technical problem today, I have to say maaf. So sorry for today, and thank you. Hope everything will be useful for you guys.